Guess what time it is?
Ladies and gentlemen,
What time it is?
once again, second episode in a row, I'm not wearing a hat.
Good Lord.
Holy smokes. Folks, welcome back to the Producer Lounge. This
We out
is our podcast, our show. The Producer's Lounge is sponsored by Always 400, as always. Go to always400.com for all the yummy bits, like links.
It's a great sponsor we have. Those guys working at Always 400 are
They're
putting
good,
some work in, you know?
They're a good crew of individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're making shit happen.
They give us this lovely studio to work in every week. It's great.
Yep.
Folks, this is episode 61.
Oh.
That's right.
Is there an update?
There is an update.
So this show, we talk about music production. This
There it
is the point. And nice, thank you. What do you say?
I feel like we shouldn't put them on blast,
Okay.
but
We cannot put them on blast.
yeah.
Folks, so music production
Nothing
is the
happened.
theme of the show, okay? So we might go into philosophical things about it. We might go into why your sidechain sucks.
We will.
We might go into how we like to flatten things to audio all the time. There's the show could go in many directions at any moment.
Yeah, and it often does.
It often does. That is very true.
We're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
But we're also great at reeling it back into the real shit that you want to hear. Yeah.
Silence. That was nice. Okay, folks. Usually we start or not start the week with a tip of the week. This time we're going to start with it. Austin, you had a tip of the week, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Okay.
It's kind of short and sweet, or short and sour, in a way. But one day, we are gonna die, and we're out here making music. But why are you really doing the thing you're doing? Is it for money, for fame, to get the clout, to get the bitches, the free sea of drugs at your live show? You know, like what are you really doing? Why are you out here?
Sea of drugs.
Yeah, the free seat of drugs and pussy, as Bill Gates would say. Yeah, because at a live show, you know, you get whatever you want, especially if you're on a certain level, you know.
Good
But
to know.
yeah, trust me, dude, I know.
Shout out Bill Gates.
But yeah, shout out Bill Gates.
He knows.
Why are you doing the thing you're doing? Really, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you doing this?
Be conscious of it.
Yeah. Are you trying to, like I said, like the money shit, blah 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 blah? Are you trying to be creative?
I
think
feel like
it's,
you can have multiple.
oh, for sure, and I think we all do.
Yeah, but it's like what ratio? Is it toxic? Are you just like,
That's the thing.
yeah, like are you just here because you think it's a quick ticket to fame or something? Because it's not quick.
No,
Is the ratio toxic?
it's the
It's a good
ratio
shirt.
toxic. Oh, yeah. I just imagine myself like
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No.
there.
no. I imagine us at like 95 on our deathbed, and we look back at like the music we made,
95 is pretty good.
the shows we played. Yeah, sure. 95, 80, 60, 130. Maybe we pushed the limit a little bit.
We'll have those drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the
I just
limit.
hope that, like, I know for myself, I will probably be in a spot where it's like, yeah, I'm going to be, like, proud of the shit I made, you know, but I can definitely imagine, like, some hip-hop kid, let's say, for instance, who's, like, trying to be, like, the next big, like, trap guy and just, like, following everyone else's sound. He might look back and be like, oh, man, I didn't do shit. I wasn't an artist. I followed the crowd. I was just a sheep in the industry, you know? And maybe some people want that. And not hip-hop kids specifically. I'm not shitting on you. Just first thought that came to mind.
Gotcha.
But
Sounds
yeah,
like you're shitting on them.
figure out why you're doing this. And hopefully it's for the good reasons. Starting heavy.
I like it.
Yeah.
No,
Sometimes
that's
we
good.
get real, you know?
That kind of ties in what we've been talking about for several weeks now about intent.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
Exactly.
like be true to yourself. And if like, hey, if you're just here to make money, then so be it. But you better be making fire shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You need a good gimmick.
Yeah.
Find yourself a gimmick
Find yourself a helmet.
if you're in that situation.
Helmet.
Yeah, you need the right shaped helmet.
Yeah. Which
Probably
I
some LEDs on that helmet as
Yeah.
well.
which I thought
Aerodynamic.
I thought of a fun one. You just call yourself microwave. You just
Microwave.
you just get a microwave.
That's pretty good.
And you make crazy bass music and
It's so
randomly
easy, too.
throughout the show you open it like chink.
That's
Like,
good. That's good.
You know?
Your face is like all red.
Right.
Right side of it.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Shout out Barely Alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, and another point for that is like, I hope you're having fun while you're making music also, because it's so easy when like the three of us, we take it very seriously. We're trying to do this thing, and there's so many people out there who are trying to do this thing and putting their all into it, and it's so easy to get into the headspace of like, fuck, I hate all of this. I'm tired. I don't want to do this.
Right,
Blah blah blah. You know.
Right.
So
There's two sides. To
Yeah,
that,
there's
for
two
sure.
sides. And I guess that's inevitable, but hopefully at the end of the day, I hope everyone out there is like actually having fun while making their music.
But there is a little bit of pushing, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you got to get through what are they called when you're birthing?
Oh, the
Like
contractions?
The contractions.
Yeah.
There's contractions that happen where your world just starts coming in on you and you're like, "Oh my god, there's so many producers out there. Like how
Yeah.
the fuck
Yeah.
how would I ever get to the point where I could quit a normal job and just support myself off
Right.
just making tunes, like not trying to be famous or anything by any means, just like how would I even get to that point?
Yeah.
But then the contraction releases and you fucking have a flood of fucking dope tracks and you make them, you're like, oh no, I'm stoked again.
Yeah.
And then that continues to happen until you die. To be honest, it never ends. It just constantly does that. Also,
Right.
what's up, Toby's World? Welcome to Always 400.
Toby's World,
The
that's
producer
a-
lounge, baby.
That's a new
and
chatter.
Barkful
Oh, welcome.
in the chat as well.
Also,
What's up,
yeah,
We're
guys?
getting real. We're starting off the podcast hard today.
Barkful, I saw you gave us a follow yesterday. Big ups.
Big ups.
You're the man.
400, baby.
I was talking with Ghost House on his stream. Shout out Ghosty Boy.
Gonna be on the
Um,
stream next week.
That's
yeah,
right.
next week. Look forward to that, guys. He's a cool person.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
But yeah, we were talking about a similar thing where it's like, oh my god, there's so many artists. There's so much shit happening all the time. And we looked up this Spotify statistic, and just on Spotify alone, there's 60,000 tracks released a day.
Right, yeah. You can't think about it, though.
60,000.
I think it's got to be more than that. No.
It might be. I'm sure it fluctuates.
I mean,
Flux-
that's
yeah.
just Spotify.
That's
Right.
What
that's
about
just
SoundCloud?
Spotify.
SoundCloud's probably that
Yeah.
And that's probably an
twofold
average,
or
you know.
threefold.
Yeah, maybe one
Right,
day it's
probably
like 20,000, one day it's fucking 200,000, some weird outlier.
Right.
So yeah, it can be intimidating, but
Yeah. I would like to that point, though, that being said, it does feel that way a lot of the time. And sure, there's a bunch of people putting out tracks. They're not all that great necessarily.
there's a lot
all
of that.
those tracks. There's a lot of garbage tracks being put out. So
Well, yeah,
it's like
another
a
thing to keep in
pyramid of levels. Like as you get better, there's less people. And as you get better, there's less people. So
Correct.
you can just get past a giant chunk of that just by being good at
Right.
what you're doing.
And
having
how
an
do you get good?
actual artistic craft
Mm-hmm.
that you're working with and not just like
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm following the latest whatever.
And what's the best way to get good?
The slow burn method.
Stay
Oh,
in
yeah.
your basement and do the work.
Be a recluse
And do the work.
Who needs a social
Actually,
life?
do the work.
Ooh, this is coming up with a
Do
bop
the
right
work.
now, guys. We need like the
We
Temptations.
need a beat on that, guys.
Mm.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. On that note, I saw a quote by somebody, some Italian artist, or saw something. I can't remember where I saw it.
Hmm.
But basically, the point of it is, don't like envision anything per se. Like don't be like, oh, I'm gonna get there if I just imagine like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. Like that isn't gonna help you as much as literally just doing the work.
Mm.
Like just stay inside. Just get
Mhm.
back to work. Just do it. There's no shortcuts.
Yeah.
Like unless you're
It's a
the
time
fucking
game.
0.01% that, grew up with a dad who is a fucking jazz musician and knows shitloads of people.
Right.
And you just happen to like electronic music when you're 12 and you start DJing on shitty things and then you're Martin Garrix. Like,
Right.
good fucking luck. That happens to no one. So
Yeah.
you gotta just be in your basement forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The dopest artists are all these guys that went, or gals, or theys, that went deep and long.
yes,
Mm.
like
And-
Zoo.
And hard.
Like,
They don't
he was-
show up and hard.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all the people who were just sitting in their basement like us, like a lot of people in the chat right now, just fucking grinding and
Just
not focusing
fucking
on marketing
grinding.
and fucking social media. As important as that is nowadays with fucking the age of the internet, super important,
Right.
but there's a certain level where it's like it's time, and then there's a certain level where it's like you're doing nothing for no reason.
I mean, you can think about it like Zoo did, where he spent forever in his basement just working on shit. And then when he was ready, he did this like crazy grassroots thing with all his friends and blasted, everywhere on social media and did this whole big campaign just for his like first major album. After he had already kind of been released. He had already had some stuff on like SoundCloud and gotten some positive feedback because he was
Right.
good.
little
Yeah.
bit of momentum.
And then he just unloaded and boom.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, not saying that's going to work every time or that's the way, because there is no way. That is the way.
that is definitely a
this
classier
is the
approach.
way.
This is the way.
Yeah, it's fun to be like, oh, yeah, if you want to use social media, you got to do it right. You got to, like, not worry about it till you're ready to worry about it. Like, there's no reason to promote trash.
Yeah. Have
I had
fun.
trash. I still have trash. I'm not going to promote it.
Yeah. Have fun, put shit out, set goals for yourself, try and figure things
Yeah.
out. There will come a time where you have zero doubts about whether your shit is good. And you're going to have zero doubts because the world around you will be letting you know that your beats are good.
Right.
You're going to show people your beats and they're going to not think that they're going to like it. And then they're going to like it. And not just your friends, the random people.
Right. The
You know,
randos.
you're going to show the randos and they're going to be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah,
But it takes a long time to get there.
it does. And honestly, Twitch itself is a great platform if you're like still in those earlier stages. There's so many people on here giving fucking feedback. And
True.
be weary, because there's a lot of people on here that just fucking give shit ass feedback.
Not going to say
and
any
then-
names.
Not gonna say any names yet. No, just kidding. Yeah, but
We'll do a full episode where we just blast other Twitch feedback streamers on how bad they are.
I know, right? God, I want to so bad, but
So this guy
Whoa.
sucks dick at feedback. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Gosh.
know anything.
yeah,
But then he's just like a fucking 14-year-old kid smoking weed in his room, like
Right.
doesn't care that he
And
doesn't
that's
know
kind of-
anything.
yeah,
he's just
right.
like, all right, dude.
send in your music, fuck it. But with all these like feedback bros on Twitch and feedback gals, even if they don't give you like really sick technical feedback, just watching them on stream react physically to your track like can tell you a lot. You know,
Oh, yeah.
You see them start just doing like a little thing at this one section, and you're like, dope, that's the fucking groove. Don't say shit about it. Like that's it.
Right,
That's the
right.
thing. Or you see like people in chat start throwing like fire emojis and
Right,
like blah blah blah.
right.
Oh, oof. Oh my god. Whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
What's up, Mari? Mari?
Marty.
What's up, homie?
Mari.
Thanks for
Welcome
the
to the
follow.
party.
Thank you,
And
sir.
welcome to the party. Also, Toby's. Thanks for the follow, dude. I saw that. I see you. I see you. Big ups.
Generic also. Welcome back.
Yeah, he was first. He
Yeah.
was.
First again.
was
We'll
first.
give him first this week.
I wanted to add to your you were saying don't envision the future, like make shit happen.
Yeah, I mean, he said it in a much more elegant way. I can't remember exactly like how he said it, and it wasn't like
Sure.
don't envision things. It
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like don't hinge on that. Like
Yes. That's
and
that's the
you
part
can
I wanted
hinge
to-
on it more if you're doing the work.
Mhm.
But if you're just sitting there being like, oh, I'll work for an hour, a day, and I'll fucking be a pop star in a year. Like, nope,
No, you gotta put in
it's not
some
gonna
work.
happen. Even if you work fucking 6 hours a day, every day for a year, like you'll be pretty good, but I wouldn't release anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I released something after a year and a half, and
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I did
did the
too.
same.
and then I kept doing it for like maybe, well, I mean, not like frequently, like every 8 months. I'd be like, here's a track. I don't know what it is. Here you go, SoundCloud. And yeah, they're all so bad. And then I stopped, and my shit, like, now I could probably upload it and something cool would happen, but I'm not gonna.
Mm-hmm. We're waiting.
It's still
Is
in the
what it
oven,
is.
baby. It's still in the oven.
But yeah,
Some of it.
so definitely envision your future. Don't rely on it. There's definitely so much goddamn work that goes into like being an established artist. But at the same time, I'd say definitely have a vision, have some sort of goal you're reaching to, some sort of idea, whether
Right.
it's like the theme or like the style of your live shows or something. But also be willing to let that idea change over time. Don't let it be like forced into this
Right.
concrete box that it's like, I'm going to, in 5-6 years, I'm going to be doing this exact thing. Let things happen naturally and evolve organically.
Right.
Because it may turn out better than you even imagined in your head. You have this like huge highest potential in your head and you're like, this is going to be the sickest thing. But in reality, if you let shit just happen naturally, you go
Right.
with the flow just a little bit, enough to keep it organic, something magic might happen.
That, and as cheeky as it is to say, listen to your gut.
Yeah.
Like, truly listen to your gut, because there's been so many times where I'm about to release, actually one of the last times I almost released like a whole EP of tracks, and I thought they were so dope, and then like the day before I was planning to like upload them and shit, just the gut was just like,
Don't do
no, dude, no, what the fuck? Like, yes, they're fine, they're cool tracks for you,
Oh.
don't do it. And I didn't, and I'm fucking super happy I didn't.
Yeah.
Because it was a whole new project too, and I had all this fucking artwork lined up and shit, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to make these tracks. Like, it was just like a fucking 8-month phase.
Right.
And then I immediately, once I figured out how to make like heavy wubs and shit, I was like, oh, fuck whatever this is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because your path just keeps going. Like, you keep learning new things, and you're like, oh, actually, house music does sound kind of fun to make. And then you fucking spend 4 years figuring it out.
And that's another good point to make is like,
You know?
it's okay to like sit on songs for a while. And I would say we would all probably like encourage it. Don't just fucking make a song. And because when you make a song, you have that like little rush of dopamine for like a day or 2 or 3 where you're like, this is the fucking sickest thing I made.
Right.
This is the best. And you're hyped and you want to release it and show it to the world. But give it some fucking
Yeah,
time.
you got to put it on the shelf.
Yeah, a month, 3 months, 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
let it really sit. And if you still fuck with this song in 6 months, it's probably sick, you know.
Right.
But
right.
more often
Yeah.
than not, at least for me, like, I'll make a song and be hyped on it, and then like a week later, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Everything is just weird.
100%.
It doesn't make sense.
Which is also kind of ties back to intent. Like,
Yep.
if you're making these tracks with like a sole intent, like I'm working on a dubstep project, it's a little bit easier to not get so hyped on a track. Because before you're even done with it, you can kind of see through your bullshit and be like, actually, this isn't a very good track. And then you can just start a new track from scratch and be like, okay,
Especially
no,
if you
this
have, like,
one's
good
better.
references and stuff.
Right. If you're really intent about it and you're like listening to your gut and you're applying all of these thought processes, you'll be able to see through your own bullshit and you'll get work done faster.
Yeah.
And then you have the added benefit of coming back to those tracks 6 months later and knowing so much more and being like, actually, that drum thing I did there is actually tight. Maybe we can turn that into a whole new track. And then next
Sure.
thing you know, you got a fresh new track
Yeah.
from a track that was shit 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you have access to some sort of DJing thing, whatever it is, tractor controller, or even like the computer app or something, try and DJ your music next to music that you think it sounds like, and find out if it is anywhere near as good. Because if it's not as good,
Yep.
then it's slacking.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
You know?
no two ways around it.
And there's a point where you can tell the difference between it's not good enough and I just don't like it as much
Yeah.
because I've heard it 50,000 times.
Right.
Yes, that's
You know, because that could be a
huge.
little bit tricky.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times I'll listen to something back to back to mine, and I'm like, that other one's better, but that's just my fucking
Right.
head.
Right.
The quality of it does just fine right next to it.
Right.
That's what you need. You need that quality to be
Right.
right next to it.
The kick
And then-
knocks just as hard, and
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
And then figure out if it's catchy enough or whatever the vibe needs to be. Should we read that? Maybe.
Generic writing us a novel.
What's
find
up, Aqua?
I find it very difficult to finish anything right now. Apparently, generic's English. Getting this new music is both a blessing and a curse.
London.
I'm at the point where I can do some pretty cool stuff, but still at the point where every day I'm learning a lot. So a few days later, I'm making something that I can just do stuff so much better, where I don't feel motivated to finish it. Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
That's
God.
That's okay.
It's okay, and it's normal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really go away. You just kind of it kind of slows down, I guess. Like, it's been slowing down for me. Like, now it takes like a month to be like, totally be like, oh, what I made a month ago is not as good as what I'm making right now.
God, it's constant, right?
Yeah, it just kind of constantly elevates. And the dope tracks, you kind of have to go back and like refresh real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Sometimes.
you also have to kind of just be like, it's finished. Who cares?
Move on.
Move on. But yeah, that's totally fine.
Full Metal, welcome to the party, buddy. It's been a while since we've seen you in chat. Hope you're doing good, my man.
Hey, bruv.
Yeah.
What's up, Aquat?
It's weird being an artist, man. You're so self-critical and so hard on yourself. And I wonder, I have this thought a lot about, I wonder how many
Hoopla.
artists... Oh, shit. Hoopla?
What's up?
Oh, what's
up,
up,
dog?
buddy?
Generic is English.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
So we weren't wrong.
of course.
English, innit?
Yeah, isn't it? Big
so
ups, dog.
dope.
Right, big
Welcome to
ups.
the party, Hoopy.
Right, cunt.
Good to see
That
you,
one.
chat. Oh, yeah.
That's a Dolce. Oh, that's Australian.
Oh.
Dolce cunt.
Doge cunt.
Yeah, that's a good one though. Big ups on the release, has Nadell. Oh, from Full Metal.
Oh, my man. Thank
Big
you
ups
very much.
indeed. Go check out Asnadell's new track, folks.
Yeah, released through Lysergia Art Collective.
Right. Shout
Some
out
cool guys here in
Lysergia.
Denver. Yeah, I'm pumped on it. Thanks, Full Metal. I appreciate that, Bretta.
Oh, he's Irish.
That actually wouldn't have even happened without Full Metal.
Yeah.
He is the connection. So
Let's go.
everyone go
Full
listen to some
Metal.
Full Metal tracks as well.
Folks, if anybody ever tells you can't network on the internet, let alone Twitch,
That's a damn
suck
lie.
a dick. Suck a dick.
We network our balls off on Twitch.
God damn. Yeah.
Ain't no thing either. We're just having
It's-
a good time.
It's also kind of the coolest place to hang out, is it not, guys? Like,
Yeah.
Twitch is the shit. I fucking love Twitch so much.
Yeah, Twitch is the shit. But yeah, I wonder how many artists have like a similar mentality to you guys, especially where it's like you really just want to get so fucking good at your craft that when you finally drop something, it's just a goddamn earthquake, you know?
Yeah.
Anybody
I wonder-
who knows who Noisier is, basically, in my brain.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Because, like, you hear them and you're like, what?
Yeah. However, though, I can almost guarantee you that like you have made sick tracks in the past that if you did drop could have started some heavy momentum, you know? Like I always wonder like, oh, if I dropped this track, like would it have been my
I've thought
biggest
about
track
that. I've
or
thought about
whatever
that.
kind of thing?
But in my brain, all of those tracks are super pigeonholed. Like,
Oh, sure.
like my mid-tempo spout,
Yeah.
like those all sounded the same. And if I did a mid-tempo artist thing, I just have to make mid-tempo forever now. Or at least long enough to like juice it. I would if it blew up, I'd be like, well, now I want to juice this, go on tour, and like try and make money off it. And then you're kind of stuck in this thing.
You're
and you're
established
like,
as
I
that
want to
guy.
make fucking house.
But see, I
And-
think that's okay to do that.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all personal. It's
Yeah.
all up to you.
I guess that's
I
also
don't
true.
want to do that. But I'm not trying to
Right.
be a one-trick pony, for lack of a better word, and just like get in the music industry and start touring under a name just to like get it rolling. Like we said earlier, I'd rather do the slow burn where I'm just an artist. I just want to be a really fucking good producer. So I can make house, I can make halftime, I can make drum and bass, and the world is my fucking oyster. I can have a house project and then a year, 2 years into touring be like, oh, hey, do you want to like fucking make a dubstep project? And then you make a dubstep project on the side and you do all these fucking side things and you just fucking,
Yeah.
you're doing a bunch
Because
of
that's
shit.
fun. part of the
move.
big fun of doing the project in general is like putting together the vibe of it
Right.
and the artwork and the like, what is the presentation, you know, which is another intent
And I like projects that
thing.
have a deadline. Like one of my favorite examples is Brill's turning into
Fucking love that, man.
LS Dream.
Yeah.
So like he had this giant run of festival trap and all this shit, and then like 4 years into it, just dead, just boom, and then
Yeah.
disappears for a fucking year and a half, 2 years, and then is like, "What's up?
Yeah.
Here's some melodic wubs." And it's
Have
like
you ever
fucking
heard him talk
sick.
about like when he disappeared for a little bit too? Oh, he was going through a fucking spiritual journey, like refining himself
Artist.
through music.
Sick.
He was talking about how he used to. He felt like he had like a reliance on weed to like make good art to get into the headspace.
Oh, okay.
And part of that was like he didn't like that. He like felt like he had that mentality and was like, I just need to like learn to make
Detox.
music normally
Right.
and like sober and shit. And then now he's LS Dream and slaying it harder than Brill's ever did. So
yeah.
it's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
sick.
It's like going from like not being wealthy to being wealthy. All of a sudden you're like, well, now I have all this time on my hands and
Right.
shit.
Right.
Maybe I should not smoke as much weed
God,
so
yeah.
I can get some more shit done.
I know, right?
That probably happened to me too. If I came across a bunch of money, I'd be
Right.
like, actually, now I'm motivated to like
now you're doing shit.
do a bunch of shit. Yeah, yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird how no money plagues you in many different ways.
And it's also so inspiring that like you can fucking well, I guess he completely changed the project name. But I like to imagine that if you want to do something and like let's say your established sound is blah blah blah, if you want to do something in the future, you can do it. You can make it happen and find a new fan base. Or like your hardcore fans
yeah.
will carry over with you because they just fuck with you
Right,
and
I'd-
your style.
Right. I'd rather have hardcore fans that know me as the artist
Yeah.
rather than know me as like this project.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather them just be like, oh yeah, Jansen makes dope shit whether he's part of this thing or this thing. Like I just like what
Right.
I just like what he puts his hands on because those are my favorite artists too. Or like back in the day, I was always obsessed with any band member that would do a bunch of shit. Like Nick Hexum of 311 would always be doing other projects, whether they're just like artsy things or visual art or other bands or whatever. And it was just like, that's cool. That's rad.
Yeah.
Just like doing a bunch of art.
Yeah. Damon
Fucking-
Albarn,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
fucking Justin Vernon of Bon Iver.
Oh,
That
he's
guy's got,
great at
like,
that,
fucking
yeah.
5 projects
Right.
that he's done that are massive.
Plus, I want to like score video games or mix bands.
Be so cool.
Like, I can't do those things if I'm always touring as a dubstep artist. You know? Like, there's a point where the tour has to end and, like, I can't make a whole new album for the next tour
yeah.
because I want to actually just, like, paint in the hills
Dude,
for,
and
like, a couple
fucking
months.
touring is a whole other can of worms too.
It's, I want to really bad.
Of
It
course,
sounds like
yeah.
fun. But I also
Yeah.
don't want to just do it for 10 years.
You don't want to just be the touring DJ guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Let alone under the same act. If it like changes and I'm doing like different things, then
Yeah.
it's different because then you go back down to like clubs and you work your way back up.
It
to,
would be
like,
fun
fucking-
to just
cool
get
shit.
really, really good at starting and then building
Yeah.
to a big name and then just start a new one.
Yeah,
just
dude.
see how fast you
Destroy
can
it.
do it this time. Speed
And
run
then you
it.
could keep coming back to the old project. Like, let's do a
Right.
little
Reunion
summer tour
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
of this
Exactly,
old
dude.
project, and then you
That's
make a
sick.
bunch of new shit for it
Right.
because it has an identity.
That'd be cool. That'd be super
it'd
cool.
Be super fun. That's the dream. Right
Yeah. That's
there.
and that's not for everyone. You might just want to make what you make and
yeah.
do that, which is fine. But remember that might change in a month.
Yeah.
You might be like, oh, wait,
Mhm.
I don't like making fucking ear-shattering fucking big room.
I'm done making rhythm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like how our go-to is just rhythm all the time.
I know.
We
it's-
like rhythm. Calm
It-
down, everyone.
It can't possibly be fun to always make rhythm
It
forever.
can't.
That's
yeah.
That's
Or
kind of how I feel.
any
but
genre, just that
right,
genre.
right. That's kind of where my head's at. Like,
Some people
Yeah.
do like to just do the same shit over and over again.
Some people do. Some
You
people
know.
fucking love it.
Some people just play punk rock.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah,
brand
that's
new
true.
punk rock bands out there.
And bless those people for just committing to that, because
They just,
goddamn.
dude, those guys just love to rock.
Yeah, they just
They just
wanna
wanna
go
rock.
hard. Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, nothing
That's
wrong
fair.
with that.
Nothing like the glory days of
I
rock
also-
and roll, baby.
I also like rocking, dude. There's a thing to a rock and roll vibe. Like when you go to a bar and
Oh my
there's just
God,
a,
yeah.
a wall of amps and everybody and the PBR tall boys are like 250. You're like,
yeah.
oh, this is gonna be a good show. This is gonna be a good show. And just getting sweat from the fucking guitarist from his hair on you. You're like, yes. Yeah, rock and roll is a totally different beast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we should hit a couple new, more specifically production chats. All right,
You guys,
we have 20 minutes.
Fine.
Oh,
Or
damn,
so.
time is
we got a
flying.
little bit. Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
Also, for all our new people in chat, I think there were a couple of you. Feel free to ask questions. Returning visitors that we love also ask questions. What's
Yeah,
on your
just-
mind, guys?
Yeah, whenever you're having a struggle,
Right.
Yeah.
we're here to help.
Right.
We're the fire, you're the
This-
gas. Feed the flame, baby.
This nice. This happens every week, same time. So yeah, if you have something throughout the week that you're working on that you're like, oh, this is weird. Why does this happen? Or talk about this. Just hop in next Tuesday. We're gonna be here.
Yep.
And you
You
can bring it
can
up.
even throw it in the Discord.
Yep.
There's a channel for that.
Exclamation point
Questions
Discord
like
in
that.
the chat.
Yep. All right. So, what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about ear candy.
Oh, your candy was one
Things.
of them. Yep.
We could wait on that. We could
Yeah,
do 4K.
we could do that next.
Oh, we should do
Or,
4K first.
Let's
yeah.
do the
We'll
4K.
talk about 4K
Okay.
because that can get us in the DAW if
Yeah.
we want.
So
Yeah,
what we
actually,
wanted to
we'll just go into the DAW.
Yeah,
to
just
start.
head on into the
Perfect.
DAW.
while he's
we
heading
got-
over there, 4K is the most pleasant sound for your ears. All my baby producers out there, you want to take your EQ and boost the 4K as hard as possible.
He is lying.
Give it a
Yeah.
plus 12 dB.
Get a nice cue on that bell.
Oh, make it, sharp and tight. Just fucking resonant.
4K, just ding.
Yeah, it's what all the big DJs do. It really creates a nice pleasant sound in
You're
your
out of
mix.
your mind. So, folks, this is BitWigg. This is my DAW of choice. That's fucked up.
That is unbelievable.
That is fucked up. Someone's getting slapped after this episode. I cannot believe you would even do that. Such a.
Did you hit both of them?
I think I did on accident, yeah. I was like, why was that so aggressive?
So, folks, it's just like any other DAW. Do not be
Yeah, no, BitWigg is sick.
disturbed.
BitWigg is great. I just have to get them back sometimes for the amount of never mind. Whatever. Yeah, Ableton hate.
All right, we're just going to grab. 4.3. Let's go. Update, baby.
Oh, what's up, BitWigg 4?
Is Ableton dead?
No,
Full Metal.
how dare you, Full
Yes,
Metal?
it is.
God.
Ableton is fucking dead.
Great.
No.
Look what you started.
It's not dead. Let me do a quick little thing, okay, guys?
Ableton is not dead,
Stay
guys.
with me. Stay with me. All right, guys. BitWigg was started by a couple guys from Ableton who left. The reason they left is whatever. But the main issue with Ableton as a software is to keep it backwards compatible so you can open an Ableton Live 8 project in Ableton 11.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, the code is, from what I've heard, a rat's nest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's so buggy. It'll just crash and it won't load your Serum presets all the time and does all these other myriad of different weird things. So these guys left and made BitWigg, which resembles Ableton in all the right ways and has a bunch of shit I personally wish Ableton had. Yeah, it's very old code. Exactly.
It's so old, which is going to inevitably lead one day to it
The
just
que-
being so fucked.
Is Ableton dead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Ableton's not dead. It's fine.
No, it's
At the
fine,
moment,
but
we're chilling.
It's dead to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep, same.
I'm just too much of a little beta to switch over to BitWigg yet. I feel like I'm comfortable the past like year and a half or two in Ableton, and it's like I'm going to chill on
It
this
is
for a
pretty
sec.
fair. You kind of want to have, definitely switch if you feel like it. But
Yeah.
if you can really, really get comfortable in a single DAW and stop being a thinker of what DAW you're in and be more of a thinker of how am I using the tools that I'm using and whatever. Then you can you can just move over to another DAW. They're not that different.
No.
You just got to learn the new keyboard shortcuts and kind of where things are and how they get laid out and all that jazz.
Right? Exactly, yeah.
Okay, here's just a generic hi-hat. So the idea with this thing that we're about to talk about is keeping your high end less harsh, keeping it nice and clean and pleasant on the ears, especially when you're playing it on a loud, large system like in a club or at a concert. It's very important to have the like 2.5K to 5K under control because of the Fletcher-Munson. Is that how you pronounce it? Fletcher-Munson curve basically depicts like where our ears are most sensitive, and it just happens to be around 2.5 to 5K. What a surprise, because that's where a baby cries. You know, you can take that down the evolutionary tree however far you want to go.
Yep.
So because of that, it is important for us to have this area under control. So a thing that I do to...
Oh, wait, so before we go too deep, sorry to interrupt, Caleb. I just want to answer Hoopla's question real fast.
Yes,
it's
go
a
ahead.
quickie. He asked, what DAW did we start on? I believe you and me both started on FL, right? What did you start on, Dave? Were you an Ableton guy from day
Acid
one?
Pro.
Yeah, I did use Acid Pro when I was a little child.
Let's go.
But basically Ableton.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
I used Cubase for a little while, but like for band stuff. It
Right,
just happened
right,
to be
it's
the
much
one that
more-
was in the studio that we were using a lot.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so
Especially
pretty
pre-Logic.
traditional.
Right.
That was like the
Yeah.
in most studios.
Yeah, we
It was the
were-
first DAW. Technically,
Was it really?
Cubase? Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
97 or something.
Wow,
Damn.
that's wild.
95. I can't remember. The first like
Jesus
mainstream
Christ.
DAW. Yeah. I think there was one before it, but like it was like a small niche software. It wasn't used in like studios or whatever.
Probably wasn't even
It
a
was-
DAW that
It was
like,
well, it kind of was, but it was used by like drum and bass dudes on
Oh,
like
really?
shitty computers. Yeah, it was like a glorified sequencer.
Right.
But Square Pusher made some fire fucking shit on that. So what are you gonna
yeah.
do?
right?
Yeah.
I wonder if Aphex Twin used that. I wonder what he used and uses.
Did
So many
trackers come out
questions.
before DAWs? Yes. Depends on what you mean by tracker, like a tape track machine or a fucking.
Did trackers come out before DAWs? Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean
like-
by tracker? What is
Yeah,
a tracker?
I assume it means
Tracker.
A
tracker. Yeah, the trackers come out
Yeah.
before the DAWs.
Before the
tracker.
DAWs, huh?
Hey, generic.
Big
How's
up.
me accent? Oh, I
Trackers.
just went off.
How's me
Sorry.
accent?
Now I'm from South London. Anyways, guys, so back to the point here. So what we're going to be looking at here is 4K, okay? Because I've toyed around with like 2.5K, 3K, 5K. 4K seems to be kind of the magic area on average for what I make.
And it works on my shit too.
Yeah.
And Austin does this as well.
So we're going to create a little thing here. Let's say 3 decibels. A Q of 1.3, if anyone's wondering. Turn it off real quick so we can do a little before and after. So we've got this little hi-hat. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let me know if that's too loud, guys. Or not loud enough.
That's got to be fine.
Activating. Ooh. Off.
Give it a little headphone button so we hear the actual.
So this is what we're getting rid of.
Right.
It's kind of got a really snappy timbre, I would say. Which is kind of what I'm trying to get rid of, is that like that really harsh click. Like it's different than like it's different
Yeah.
than that. Like this is a little more washy. This has like a body of snap to it.
Yeah, and I feel like that the 3 and the 2 often feel a little bit more like presence and like
Right.
forward feeling. So if you ever have like a frequency area where you want to bring it out, a really good way to bring it out is to take something out right next to it. And that will just breathe life to that thing.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
I think you're going to
Which
demonstrate right
leads
now.
to this second part where many times when you duck this down a little bit, you're going to lose some of that area, obviously.
Volume.
Yeah. So I'll sometimes give an extra boost around 11. And I like to, whatever I'm cutting out of 4K, I'll half that amount in my boost. So we cut it 4 decibels. So we're going to boost around 2 decibels. So now if we do it before and after with both of these.
That high end is all sparkly with
just
that.
sparkles it up, crisps it up a little bit without losing a lot of energy.
Yeah.
If you do find yourself losing some energy, basically just grab another little boost on the other side.
Beautiful.
It sounds so much cleaner.
It sounds so much cleaner.
Yeah. Wait, but Caleb, you did the 4K wrong. You're supposed to boost it 36. Not dumb, dude. We just talked about this.
This is this trick will work on any kind of thing that's very high end
here,
specific.
Let's just add it to another random thing. You can keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even throw another random hat in there. Like most of the time, it will sound better.
You might even like be looking at your master and throw one of these on your master on your just like your main master chain.
Have
and
you done
see
that?
how that feels. Because what I was going to say is it might tell you if you have something clogging up that spot and like creating the extra harshness. And then you could go back and figure out what that is that's doing it.
Yeah, you go
That's
through
probably a
the-
better way to do it. But you could do it on the master.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bet people
Yep.
do it on the master all the
Yep.
time.
I
Probably
I
right.
did on one of my most recent
Yeah.
prints. The 4K was still not working. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, just
Yeah.
Yeah, you're also just smashing everything's basically flat at that point anyway.
Yeah,
so it's like
right.
you
Just
kind of
kinda
need to
shaping-
carve it out a little bit
Right,
still.
which is one of the convincing things about this trick for me is you go, now that you know this or you've heard this, go and look at some of your favorite bass producers or like really electronic
Like
artists.
the loud shit.
Right. Pull that track into your DAW, throw an EQ on it, and look at the curve of the frequency, and you'll generally find a little dip or a slow little carve out of 4K. And there'll usually be another one right after the sub at like 100 to 200. There's usually another little dip.
Yeah.
But
If you guys want a direct reference, Skrillex does this a lot. Virtual Riot does this a lot. I don't know anyone else off the top of the dome,
Noisier.
but Noisier probably
anyone
does
who's
it.
pushing like fucking 5 LUFs. Like you
Yeah.
can't get there and have it crispy
Right.
without taking out 4K.
Yeah,
Because
no.
it has so much energy, it's going to destroy all other high end, is what it seems. So you get it out of the way, and it lets all that 10K sparkle, which is kind of what you want. You want your song bright, but you don't want it like
Harsh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it shouldn't hurt. Oh, and that's another great point about the 4K range is that I used to think it was like 4K bad. It's the devil. Like fucking, you don't want any 4K. But at the same time, it brings like this presence to the sound. And like we were talking about, you kind of vaguely touched on the evolutionary terms of why maybe 4K is like harsh for our ears. With 4K, if you dip too much, it creates this like weird
It's super weird.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an uncanny valley.
Yeah,
Your body's
you're like-
that's not a real sound.
Yeah, right.
fake.
It sounds so full, but there's like a weird hollowness to it for
Right.
some reason.
Which
So
is
it's
why
like
it's
you got to find the
delicate.
balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's going to take multiple tries.
Yeah.
But once you start, like I'll apply this fairly early, but I kind of just check it throughout the entire process of the track. I'm always kind of like, what's that sitting at?
Yeah.
You know, where
Oftentimes, especially if you're compressing, limiting, saturating, clipping, that kind of thing to whatever your sound design is, you're reintroducing all that. So like try again. Do it at the beginning if you feel like you need it at the beginning, and then you do some saturating and pushing and like really squashing that thing. Well, now it's flat again
Yeah,
because you
exactly.
just made it flat by bringing all the volumes to the same volume, or all the frequencies to the same volume.
Yeah, it's totally okay to have like EQ here that's cutting the 4K, then you compress it, compress it, and then
Compress it,
saturate
compress
it, then another EQ, then another compress. You know, you can do it multiple times. Yes.
That's the one, folks. What's up,
Yes.
GS5 Music?
Oh,
my boy.
goddamn, a legend in the chat. We got a fucking crew here
Also,
tonight.
Generic came up with a good point.
Well, what'd he say? What'd
He
you say,
said
Generic?
we could throw 8 soothes on it, and it would do the same thing. Which is fair.
Yeah, that's not a bad move, you know.
You'll kill your CPU.
I oftentimes will put a soothe on the master.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always
Goddamn
scared
right.
of that.
I will
Look
put a
at
soothe on
you
a lot of
guys.
things.
Yeah, I put soothe on a lot of
A lot
shit.
of groups.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A lot of groups get a soothe.
And it
Okay,
doesn't. The depth
okay.
doesn't need to be cranked. The depth
Oh,
could
yeah.
be a 0.2. Like
And-
it's
and just
barely there.
give it
And the
enough.
dry wet's not all
Yeah,
the way up,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's doing a little. It's doing a little
What
love.
Okay.
It's like a nice way to take all those little sharp peaks sitting in your highs and just kind of bringing them all down together, as
Yeah.
opposed to like trying to broad sweep with an EQ or surgically cut a bunch of shit. You can
Yeah.
just kind of tame all those peaks a little bit on your high end and just kind of
Yeah.
wax
Yeah,
it.
you're almost even like bringing more of the stuff that you want to be hearing,
Right.
just a little bit more present, so
Mhm.
that stuff kind of gets drowned out slightly more.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're
But it's
sanding
still
it.
kind of nicely there in the dry.
Right.
Right.
You know, you're still getting it in the dry.
Right, exactly. That wet dry is nice.
So for those of you out there that don't know what Soothe is, it's basically, from my understanding, it's like a 22,000 band multi-band compressor, right? Or dynamic EQ that just triggers specific frequencies
I do not
to be
understand
quiet. I'm pretty sure like a very, very, very simple explanation of what Soothe is like the ultimate multi-band compressor with 20,000 bands. And it targets specific frequencies when they peak too loud. So what's also sick about Soothe is like we're talking about with this.
It's basically a limiter.
it's basically yeah.
Right, it's like an EQ'd limiter.
With like an
Right.
EQ, sometimes it is better to just cut and
Sure.
duck out all of that range. But sometimes if you have like a really dynamic, like morphing pitching sound, you only need to cut the 4K sometimes. Which is like, yeah, like on that word, sometimes. That sharp S is the only thing that needs to be cut. If you do it with an EQ, everything else in the 4K is also getting cut with the rest of the word or the rest of the sound.
Right,
So it
yeah.
takes away from the presence. So that's why Soothe is fucking sick.
Right,
You
right.
could
Get
use
rid of that.
dynamic
Yeah,
too.
you could do it.
Do the same thing, but
Totally.
just like a dynamic bell or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
This is why it takes so long.
Yeah.
Because there's all these things to consider
And
on
no.
every track.
And neither one is
constantly.
better. It's not a
Correct.
better or worse thing. It's
Right.
like a
What's the right tool for the job? Oh, I
tool
need
for the job
I
basis.
need a crescent wrench, not a hammer.
Yeah. yeah.
Also,
We got the
I
OG
need a-
I
Poon
know.
in the
I
chat.
see him. What's up,
No, he's not.
One
Is
of,
he
one of the
here?
original guests of the pod, right
Oh
there.
my
Yes.
god! Everyone in chat for us, please. We don't ask this much. Can you just type in "poon" in chat or send some hearts in?
Let's get some poons in chat.
Fucking Poon is our buddy for life. He's a goddamn legend. He makes beautiful music, and he lives so far away from us now, and we miss him. Give some love to Poon.
Generic asks us if we've ever heard of a plugin called All Pass Phase. It sounds like vaguely familiar, but I don't think I have.
No. I haven't.
I like that it blocks the message "Poon" in the chat.
In
Oh,
yours?
really nice.
In mine, yeah. Can I
yeah.
disable that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome, buddy. God, we have legends.
Free disperser. Oh, sweet. That sounds great. Dispersers are fun.
All pass
I throw a
phase.
disperser on things all the time.
I haven't used disperser much.
This isn't what I wanted.
Give you a little
Right.
kind of like weirdness in a frequency range that you set it to.
Right. Yeah.
Is it? Who is it made by, bruh?
Like I feel like that'd be a plugin I would fucking love, but for whatever reason I just haven't fucked with it.
I have used All Pass filters before.
Yeah. And yeah, I was curious. Is that different than?
Okay, yeah, it's just like disperser,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
which is dope. And
Dope.
if you don't know
Another
what
version of it would be a good little extra
Right.
color, boy.
if you don't know what disperser is, check out Faceplant and check out all of the kilohertz
That's right.
joy.
That's right. Future sponsors of the pod.
Few future sponsors.
Yes.
Kilohertz.
Just whenever it loads, behold its glory. I know that looks expensive, but I just subscribe, so I get everything
Same.
for like $10 a month, and it's
Worth.
and then every year you get a stipend for
$100
for in-store purchases. So after 3 years, you can basically just buy it for free or for the amount of that you pay.
Generic. I'm checking this fucking all
Yeah.
pass phase plug-in
I will
out for
also.
sure. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
He prefers it to disperser. I'm 100% behind.
I'm
Sure.
listening.
Let's go.
I'm listening.
Tantra 2?
So real quick,
Try it again.
I want to show you guys on this little piano, or
Oh,
as Poon would say, piano. Christmas time is back again. All right, so this is a before.
I don't know that we're getting a whole lot.
Yeah, honestly,
out of
I
it
didn't
on this
notice
track.
one.
Or are you hearing it?
I notice a lot more of this top end crispiness.
Yeah, I
like listen,
I can hear that.
listen to the fuzz from the record and like the little hi hat.
Well, you do like a
Gotcha.
quicker AB?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear
Oh.
that. It does give it.
It like brings it in just a little bit because,
Yeah.
as we all know, a closer sound is more high end.
Mm-hmm.
So you boost that a little bit, you're getting a little more presence coming at you. And it also kind of brings down the ting of that ride.
Man, they should have had you produce this fucking jam.
I know, goddamn, right?
It would be way louder, dude.
I mean, I'll slam it right now, dude.
Dude, this thing's probably like, no lie, like negative 15 lefts or some bullshit.
Yeah, I know, probably,
They
right?
can't fucking do shit.
I mean,
dude.
real quick while we're on it, though, let's see what happens.
Are you just gonna...
The instant lo-fi button.
Right.
That sounds sick.
I know, it really does.
The power of BitWigg, folks. That's the power of BitWigg. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, dude.
Guys, that just reminded me of this fucking incredible thing that happened today. I was in some Twitch feedback thing. I forget who the artist was that did it in what stream, so I can't shout them out, unfortunately. But there was this kid that came in with a trap beat, and before he played his song, he was like bragging about how loud he got the track. He was like, yo, guys, I got it to like -3 lufs. Like, it's so loud and it sounds so
Hilarious.
good. And he played it, and it was fucking horrible. It sounded so bad and so blown out.
That's sad.
And
That's
like,
good for him.
I know.
He needs to.
was so
he needs to hear the
confident.
disappointment. Were people
You do.
noticeably disappointed?
People in chat were not easy on him, and even
Good.
the host was
I-
like, "Okay, man, like I don't want to be a dick, but this is so
Yeah.
so much."
And not that you have to be a dick about it, but sometimes you got to get laid out. Like,
Yeah.
I've been laid out several times before I got here, and I still get laid out.
Yeah, and it sucks. But
Now
you
I
need
get
it.
laid out more by myself because before anyone else hears it, it passes several seals of approval by myself.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at the same time, like you gotta get let down. Like you have to get kind of shot down. You got to be like, this is cool. Look at this thing I made, and people are like, it's fucking retarded.
yeah.
And you got to be like, you're right. Fuck, you're right.
And that's
You're
why
right,
you need
yeah.
some like real homies around you that
Yeah.
will tell you.
Yeah,
And
I
you have to
remember
want that.
showing Poon a tune in my last place, and Poon Tunes was like, he started laughing, and then he was like, I do not like that sound. And you know what? I was like, you're right, Poon. It's not a good sound. It's not a good sound at all.
Yep.
Dude, yeah, no, same with my Lysurgia releases we were just talking about. One of the songs had this weird pre-drop thing where it's like a fake out and then it does this weird thing and then it goes into the drop. And at the time I thought it was like the coolest fucking thing. I was like, this is so fucking sick, blah blah blah. And I sent it to Aaron and he was like, dude, that's terrible. It kills all the energy of the track that you just built in your gigantic fucking build-up that you love. And I was like, what? No, you just don't get it. And then like I thought about it for another 3 days and I was like, he's fucking right. He was real with me and I didn't want to hear it, but he was. And I changed it, and it's so much better now. So shout out Poontunes for being real with his friends.
Yep, and shout out,
good friend to have.
Shout out all of you.
Yeah, shout out all of you.
Generic, good job on a growl that apparently you just made.
Always 400.
Full Metal, thank you for being here. Fucking Hoopla, can we give some love to Hoopla? He actually sent
Big
in a
ups.
mix to the. Yes, sir. He sent in a mix to the tipper competition that happened.
Oh,
and
sick.
it was fucking insane.
Big ups,
Homie's
Brett.
killing it.
Let's go. Big ups to Toby's Maria. Marie, excuse me. And Barkful, welcome, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. This is the end of the show, guys. I know this is the dreaded moment.
Oh, wait. We have one more loose... What is it called? What do people call that?
Loose end to tie up?
Loose end to tie up. Generic, I believe you were the guy last week who maybe did a remix of our dopamine vocal.
Oh,
What
yeah.
did we say with the
Yeah,
vocal?
did you make a track with our vocal?
Did you
from
end up
last week?
doing that?
It's unfinished. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, you're
When it-
actually putting some work into it. Okay.
When it is
okay.
finished, we'd like to listen to it.
Yeah,
on the
we'll
show.
listen to it.
Yeah, we'll listen on stream. I was looking at our Discord earlier, and I was like, I remember him talking about making it. I guess he just forgot or didn't post it, but you're putting in
Hey.
work.
Hey, have you seen Star Wars? There's no try, only do. Or do not. Okay? No attempting. We are making art. Whether it's good art or not regardless. We are doing it though.
You're fucking
Okay.
doing it, bruh.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah.
This was great. Great energy tonight.
We love you guys. Go ahead and hit subscribe and follow and all those things on YouTube and on Twitch.
Give us your
So,
firstborn son.
You all know when we go live and when we drop videos and such, because we love you guys. We want to, take care of you. And we'll see you next week.